Have to tell me which way you want to go.
Right, we'll take this back.
Home is in Salisbury. You have to remember that. Which way you want to go? Okay. We're heading left. T's on it. I'm not gonna lie, the last 2 weeks have kind of been a blur. It's kind of an understatement, honestly. These last 2 weeks have been crazy, to say the least. So, you guys haven't seen us, we haven't made any videos. I know what you're thinking, like Triple T is slacking, but in reality, we just put our time and effort into other things. So those of you who know, saw our video a couple of videos ago, we are moving to Texas, Round Rock, Texas, 1,300 miles from the Eastern Shore of Maryland. We are packing up, heading out. In the last 2 weeks, we've been trying to fix my house up to sell. We have been painting, fixing holes in the drywall, cleaning floors, putting new appliances in, cleaning up the outside, getting rid of the hundreds of things that I have that I've collected over the years. I mean, just absolutely, like, from top to bottom, turning that house around. I lived in that house for like 5 years. Didn't do a single upgrade, update, didn't paint a single wall. I literally just moved in, lived in it, and called it mine, and it was perfect. But trying to sell it, getting on this hot market, I definitely needed to make some upgrades. So her parents were a huge help. They literally stayed at our house. Her dad painted almost every wall in my house. My mom came over, helped us clean up the trim, paint that stuff. We took numerous carloads of stuff to my house, stuff to her parents' house. We rented a U-Haul trailer. We got her Jeep loaded up, packed with clothes, loaded that up on the trailer this morning. I got the truck packed down, everything tied down in the back, you can see. Mom hooked us up with plenty of snacks. We got chicken tenders, we got some finger foods. She made me a breakfast sandwich. Oh yeah. Got some Jif, some crackers, and I'm gonna be drinking lots of these on the trip. Shout out to Monster, 0 sugar. You know, you want a sponsorship, hit me up, I got you. Woo! What is up, guys? Just fueled up the old girl. He was thirsty. We get back on the road, made a little stop right before the Bay Bridge Tunnel. So like I said earlier, there's a bunch of different ways we can go, but I want to go the easiest way. So I think that's farther south, cruising across. Don't have to worry about any mountains or any treacherous territory. With the Jeep all loaded down, packed up. Got the old race meats ready to go. This cardboard's been hanging on by a thread. I've been watching it in the rear view. I need to probably get this thing tightened down a little bit. Whew. All right, yeah. Got that strap down now. Good to go. Might get a little drink for the ride. Not these yet. Let's take us a ginger ale. Old girl was thirsty. Jeez. I don't like to see them 5 digits. Morning, beautiful people, beautiful day, beautiful trucks, and a little rain down here in South Carolina. We made it to our first stop last night, super late, hit a bunch of traffic, construction, some accidents. Supposed to be here at like 10 o'clock, didn't get here till almost midnight. Took us on a few back roads. Jasmine got a little sketched out. She's seen a little too many horror movies, but we just kept on rolling. Well, I mean, I don't know why you're yelling.
I'm not yelling.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Did you get what you need? Yeah. Okay. We got some breakfast to go bags because apparently they don't do like get your own food anymore. You know, the coronavirus, I guess. I'm not really sure. But yeah. I've got to hit to an auto parts store, blew a fuse before we left yesterday, so we couldn't charge our phones. A cigarette outlet, that was kind of a buzzkill, so definitely need to get that. Let's see if the old girl fires up. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh. Well, I did see that there's a Chick-fil-A and stuff by the auto parts store. You just want to go by there?
Yeah.
I figured. Because that little biscuit ain't going to do nothing for me anyway.
It was nice.
It was very nice. Maybe we'll save it for our hotel tonight. Sorry, I had to cut the video short. Actually got a phone call from our realtor company. House just went live. So another milestone. Just got to a state that I had never been to before, here in good old Alabama. We're still about an hour or so away from Birmingham. We're just driving through, but it's still pretty cool to see the different tags and just be in a different state. You know, we're out here traveling, so it's kind of cool to get an experience. I'll show you what's not cool. Old girl is drinking it up. But, oh well. We got a little over 400 miles on that tank, so she's not doing too bad on fuel mileage. We have, I think, around 450 left for today. I think we're going to end up in Louisiana is the goal. There's a real bad ice storm. Let me get you guys situated here. There's a real bad ice storm in Texas right now. It's like in the teens. So we're really in no hurry to get to Texas if it's going to be cold. We came down south for a reason, so we're hoping it warms up a little bit. What is up, guys? Welcome to Trying Food on the Road with Calvin and Jasmine. New show, getting ready to come out. I just got good news. My house just went on the market. They're about to send me the MLS. It's going live. They've got like 5 or 6 showings already tomorrow and Saturday. Open house on Sunday. So all this hard work is finally paying off. Super excited. So we're gonna eat some hot chips. I found these in.
Good. We're trying the foods, so you don't have to.
Come on, that's what everybody does. It says extremely hot, freaking hot. There's a warning right here, but it's not the one chip challenge. I don't think it's the same thing. I mean, maybe it is. I really don't know. Jasmine says she'll try a little bite with me. I think she should eat a chip with me. Don't you think so?
No.
Alright, let's see. This is the Haunted Ghost Pepper. Wait, Haunted Ghost Pepper chip. Cheers. Bojangles at the truck stop, but she's never experienced it. Or she has one time. She wasn't really about it. But we had Chick-fil-A for breakfast. So I kind of want something different than chicken. So we'll find something else on the road here. But on to Louisiana.
We got her running. We ran out of gas in the middle of Louisiana, only about 23 minutes away from the hotel.
Well, another little interesting part to our night of traveling to Texas. Just ran out of fuel. I will say, luckily, we had just got off the highway to go get fuel. My fuel light had just came on like 10 miles prior, and I was like, oh, I got at least 20 miles. Pulled off the exit, the first exit that had fuel. We sat at the stoplight trying to figure out if we were going to go right or left because we have a gift card to one of the gas stations. And about 5 seconds later, she shut down on me. She just said, Calvin, better figure it out. So I was in walking distance of one of the gas stations. So I walked over and got me a fuel can. Oh, dude, you gotta tell people what they want to hear. The curiosity, the anticipation, the suspense. You gotta fill them in. What's been going on? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final stretch, day 3 of travels to Texas. Round Rock, Springwood, Spicewood, whatever it is, something like that. Still working on Jasmine's morning atmosphere, attitude. You know, she's just a little out of it every morning. I try to be gentle and calmly wake her up and just, I think she's coming around a little bit. You know, she's got to go back to work on Monday. Vacation's over with. She's got to stop goofing off. You know, so I'm trying to slowly transition her back into, you know, getting up in the morning. But she's still a little negative in the mornings. I'm just saying. But not to be negative, because everything's going as well as possible this morning. Super excited. We are in Louisiana. We got in last night. We got to fill you guys in a little bit more of the story of what happened. So I'm roughly getting 400 miles to a tank of fuel. My fuel light came on at like a little over 400. So I went 415 the last fuel tank. So I was like, I should be close to that. So I should be good. But there really was no gas stations in the area, so we rode to the next nearest gas station. Roughly, I would say about 10 miles from when my light came on. We pulled off the exit, stopped at the stoplight to figure out if we were going right or left for the fuel station, because there was one directly to the left, but there was construction there, so we stopped at the stoplight, and I'm talking to Jasmine, and the next thing I know, the truck shuts off. And she's looking at me, I'm looking at her. So I'm like, that can't be what just happened. Like, I thought something else happened, but I was out of fuel. And for those of you who know, diesels that run out of fuel, it is a pain in the butt to reprime the entire system again. For some weird reason, it is 30 degrees down here in Louisiana. My buddy Trey said it was 60 degrees back up in Maryland, so you guys are lucky, but it is really cold down here. walked to the station, to the fuel station, got a gas can, fuel, a funnel, started putting it back in. I called my buddy Robbie, and he was like, "It's probably not going to pick it up because you have too much air in your fuel pump, your injection pump, your injectors, your fuel rail, all that." So he said, "Your best bet is to get a little ether," which, for those of you who know, like, it works, but it's also not great for the engine. Once diesels get used to being sprayed ether, they have to be started on ether pretty much when it's cold out. They get hard to start and stuff like that because it's such a potent spray. But it was worst case scenario. I was in the middle of an intersection. Probably, I don't know if all of them are like this, but one of the nicest cops I ever met down here in Louisiana, a state trooper. I actually didn't get his name. I apologize, but I really appreciate your help last night. He stopped, talked to Jasmine, figured out I was at the store, tried to catch me in the store before I walked back, but I had already walked back, came back, sat with us with his lights on so nobody would hit the back of us. And then when I needed ether, I ended up running down. He ran me down to the store to get some, and then helped me spray the ether into the turbo while I cranked over the engine. So, super nice guy. Said he had a Cummins himself. Left Maryland in the snow. Now we're in Texas in the snow. Are you excited? Woo! I mean, I guess it's beautiful in its own way. Well, what is up, guys? Not the video I wanted to make. It's been rough ever since last night. Here in Texas, a little picnic area, middle of nowhere, pretty much. Old girl was tired. Probably about 20 miles ago, lost my voltage gauge, lost my radio, and unfortunately, I think alternator gave up on me. So now we are luckily able to pull over in this picnic area so we can get off the side of this little highway. But now we got to make some moves. There's a mechanic shop down the street. There's a Napa also on this highway. So we're gonna call around to see who's got an alternator. I have to take Jasmine's Jeep off and go get it. We were so close, guys. We were less than 3 hours. Jasmine's up from her nap now. So we're gonna see what we can do. Ah, man. I told her she'd just bought me a new truck, we wouldn't have this problem. Right? I don't know. We'll see what happens. How excited are you?
So excited.
Well, here we are. She wanted to try taking Uber. Told her that's not an option. I got an Uber right here. Okay, so open, placing this. as you can see, we were lucky enough. There's a Napa 20 minutes down the road, so we had to unload the Jeep. Go get us a new alternator. Oh, I meant to get a rubber mallet or something while I was there, but okay.
I need more.
Huh? More?
Got it.
Got it? Let's see. Good job, babe. You videoing that?
Mm-hmm.
Look at you go. She's a pro. Guys, gonna take a
Because it's cute. That's all I needed to hear. A little guy. A little book. Warning sign. Recycling. Oh, she's got a fly on her. What are you doing?
Put my battery back up. Disconnected it so we didn't have a short. What is up, guys? We are back in the truck. Man, this trip has been interesting to say the least. It's 8:06 is what it says, but we're gonna be a little late, so just tell her like 8:15, 8:20. As you guys can see, the Texas sun is setting on us. We should have been like 20 minutes away from our house where we're staying in Texas, but unfortunately, next thing I know, we started losing the radio. It started blinking, which is something that's never happened before, but I was like, maybe it's just a loose connection with the radio. It is the original from the truck, and I was like, oh, I'll just put a new radio in. Next thing I know, I heard a beep, and my dash was telling me to check gauges, and first thing I looked at was the temperature gauge. I was afraid I blew a head gasket, and then I was looking at oil pressure, afraid that something with the motor went up. Luckily, I would say, as far as things that could go bad on your dash, it was probably the least of the worst. My battery gauge went down, so if your alternator quits, your battery will use up all its juices to keep your truck running as long as it could, which is what mine did. It let us run for another 10 to 15 miles, and we started coming up to a stop in an intersection in a little town, and I probably should have pulled over there, but I was hoping for some reason that I could just get a little bit farther down the road, and it didn't last much longer. I will say, luckily, we literally broke down right at a picnic area, right off the side of this little highway, kind of a random little picnic area, kind of like a little rest area, I guess you could call it. No building there, but just some picnic tables and a pull-off zone so I could get off the highway, which, if you got to work on a truck, it's better to be off a highway where people are doing 70 miles an hour. So I was able to pull over there, truck sputtered and finally stopped. Tried to crank, but obviously knew that it was something electronical, probably an alternator by the way it acted. And then now she shouts at every Pizza Hut going by because they've closed all the ones in Maryland, but it looks like Pizza Hut's still a thing out here in Texas. Yeah, it is.